Hi, my name's Joe.
Hi, my name is Eleanor.
Yeah, so mum had some pretty vague symptoms, but still like noticeable.
But it was the bleeding. So like having like post-menopausal bleeding, that was kind of a point where she was like, oh, this is like, yeah, it's kind of weird, not normal.
They brought her in for some scans and tests and things like that. Yeah, and they just found this kind of quite large mass in her abdomen.
When we first found out, honestly, I was just kind of thinking constantly, like, she's going to die, she's going to die. It was like so dramatic in my brain. And I thought there's no, like, I just had no idea how I would be able to like cope for a long period of time. But now, like, you can't really do anything other than cope because you have to and you get put into a situation.
I think for all of us, we're a pretty anxious family most of the time, so anxiety was pretty high during that time. You know, the first few days after each chemo, obviously, like should be really unwell, and that yeah, I think it just would make it kind of quite hard to think about, and you kind of want to block it out, but obviously you can't.
Yeah, an aspect I have found more challenging, especially because it's like we're going through lockdown and we can't, like, I can't really see my friends in the same way that you would if like this wasn't happening. So it's hard to kind of where you get your support from.
As much it obviously has been quite tough for me and Eleanor and the whole family. Like in the end, like no matter how bad it is for you, it's going to be worse for mum. So I think that puts it in perspective. Not makes it easier, but at least it kind of gives you a bit of like priority, and sort of like mum is the kind of number one priority at the moment, and anything else can come after. The usual kind of remedy is like talking to people, but I find with something like this, it's a bit difficult unless like the person that you're talking to has had like a similar thing happen to them. I just think like being around people and kind of not even necessarily just talking about it, but kind of just knowing that you have people around you that if push came to shove, like they can help you.
Well, actually, me and mum both started Couch to 5K in the beginning of lockdown, but obviously, like, kind of cancer got in the way, so she didn't continue. But I have continued to run, and I now run, which is like completely crazy to me because I've failed PE GCSE, and I've never had like an exercise bone in my body. So yeah, I don't think I would have been able to do it without having that bit of space. And like, yeah, time for myself to kind of just like let out all my anxiety and stress. That's been like kind of, yeah, ridiculously helpful. I wouldn't have been able to do it without that. Other things, yeah, it's hobbies. Like if you have any kind of hobby, try and like focus on that, especially because I guess if you're having a diagnosis around now, you probably can't be like going out that much anyway. I think trying to put your energy towards something that feels good, that makes you feel good, and that doesn't feel like connected to kind of what's going on. It feels like kind of like your thing that can, yeah, be like a bit of like solace in a stressful situation. Well, mum started a fundraiser because she kind of wanted to make something positive out of the diagnosis. Her friends all work in TV, so, and yeah, they love her lots. So they were like, okay, we're going to help you put on like some really kind of crazy video. And yeah, we just filmed it in our garden.
Quite good fun, like we having mum's three mates over, like kind of filming and all the camera equipment and taking lots of nice pictures of the cats. It was fun to do. Obviously, there was the kind of like thing in the background of like, we're shaving mum's head, like all of the cancer. But after seeing like the money that was raised and like people sending all those nice messages about it and seeing like people's reaction, yeah, no, it was good. It was definitely worth it.